this is game one of the grand final best of 7 between the player in the bottom. Oh, actually, they're actually talking about rehosting, with basically they'll just take the same factions, and they've both agreed.
Well, really? That's very nice of them.
Wow, this is the worst intro I have ever done, because they're not rehosting.
Oh wait, well crap, wait for me.
No, they're not rehosting right now. Okay, it looks like they are going to rehost, maybe. All right, in the bottom side of tournament decision is the green Steel Talons player, CyberStorm. And in the top right position, the red Zocom, it's BikeRushOwnz. Coming through 3-2 versus Steve Nash to make it here to the grand finals. And there's a lot of chat going on, and it looks like they're going to keep this game. So they're not going to be rehosting. For those of you just joining us from the VOD on YouTube, Green Zero did indeed drop. He will be live casting the remainder of the finals with me. Grand finals, that is. But for this one, he's just going to be moral support. All right, Green Zero, you got to do the analysis thing. You got to tell us, Zocom versus Steel Talon, the map is decision. Give us your thoughts.
Oh, I really wanted to see this. When I saw the factions come up, I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is going to be a good game. And when it crashed, I'm like, oh, man, no, it's so cool. But again, you got to look at it. I mean, Zocom, no artillery on a closed map. That's bad news bears. Like, the Steel Talons player, if they get to that tech, are just going to win. It's just, you know, the Zocom player is going to have to go hardcore Firehawk to counter that, or rush, or get a super weapon or something. But yeah, the Steel Talons player definitely has the opportunity to take that game.
Indeed, and there's the refinery dropping down for CyberStorm. Now, it is interesting because BikeRush is the Zocom player. His refineries are a little bit faster. His timings maybe a little bit crisper. And CyberStorm, he's the player with the artillery, with the, in some cases, the straight-up, like, stronger faction on the ground. You've got the railguns, you've got Titans, the Mammoth tanks, and, of course, Juggernauts. But, of course, your infantry are terrible. So, potentially, and your aircraft aren't super great. But, yeah, potentially with the higher armor for those aircraft, Zocom could be doing some exciting things. You need to get a quieter keyboard, man. Because we can hear all of your clicks.
Click, click. Watching refs drop.
Oh, yep. You with your clever phrases.
State started it. He came up with one. I'm like, oh, I'm totally going to make one as well.
Oh, what did he say?
What did he say? Oh yeah, gets outplayed, and then he writes under it, Tib Bane comeback.
Oh yeah, that was he made like a little image macro with it for like Dirty Dutch, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right, so BikeRush, he's dropping down the barracks. Now, this is being scouted by CyberStorm. The APC is sitting right outside. There's the engineer for BikeRush. And BikeRush, he's already grabbed both of his spikes, so it's not like he's going to be looking to grab his spikes with these engineers that are coming out. Is he actually, he might be going triple engineer. No, okay, so he's going rocket trooper follow-up with more APCs. He's also dropped down the airfield, as you can see right there. And CyberStorm, he actually did spot this, so he should indeed know that this is coming. And the APCs, they're going for those towers, so we'll have to see if CyberStorm is actually able to lose any units to this. This just means he's going to have to be very careful coming through this section of the map. These choke points can be very deadly, and one of these towers can actually kill a Predator tank, or a Titan in this case, pretty quickly. Whoa! Actually, BikeRush gets the kill on one of these power plants. That Orca Strike pretty darn good. He had weakened it enough with the Rifleman squad. And actually, BikeRush going for the EMP control center in the middle of the map. And CyberStorm, he's going to have to be careful of that, because he could end up getting a lot of Titans, a lot of Behemoths, rather, getting locked down. And if he doesn't have that adaptive armor to go ahead and negate the EMP, then that's not going to be very good. Now, the expand is starting to come down for CyberStorm. He's dropped down that War Factory at his natural expansion. He's going to be probably getting that ref up relatively soon. And BikeRush, he's going pretty hard into the aircraft. Beacon gets thrown down by CyberStorm. He's saying, hey, I know what you're doing. I know that you're going for that tier 3, going for those Firehawks.
Shouldn't Beacon. He's just telling BikeRush, hey, I know about that, so get ready for it.
So yeah, I'm gonna be ready to counter it. Now, curiously enough, he's not actually building anti-air. He's actually building up some... Okay, so he drops the crane. Whoa! CyberStorm actually built a crane for whatever reason, and he actually just got it killed off. So, unfortunately for CyberStorm, he saw it coming. He let BikeRush know, hey, I know this is coming. And then he just died to it, or died a little bit to it anyways. And BikeRush, can he actually make something happen anymore with these Firehawks? Well, for now, it's looking like he's going to be able to do just fine with the Firehawks. A lot of stuff is getting laser fenced by CyberStorm, which is, of course, a good choice, but lots of Titans getting pumped out. Dual War Factory Titan and Wolverines as well. Goodbye, Tier 2 tech. And it looks like BikeRush might be trying to force the sell-off of... Oh, didn't actually get the sell-off. Bad for CyberStorm. Doesn't actually sell off his command post in time, but BikeRush going to be dropping a lot of bombs, trying to split up the damage, trying to force CyberStorm to sell off when you only drop a couple of bombs, doing that kind of fancy stop micro tricks, which is good for BikeRush, but there's actually been quite a few Titans pushed out for CyberStorm. He's maxing out to, like, 12 Titans or so, going to be dropping down the command post, also getting up that... Well, I'm assuming once he gets out of that low power mode, he's going to be restarting AP ammo. That did get canceled for him, which is pretty unfortunate that that got canceled. And Firehawk's coming in for... Whoa, that lag spike, man. The MCV may actually be going down. That's a lot of Firehawks, and yes, it does actually go down. CyberStorm tries to pack it up at the last second, but it's enough damage output from these Firehawks anyways that he does end up losing. And a couple of Firehawks still circling around, and CyberStorm, I think, has built literally zero anti-air defense, so there's no reason for these Firehawks to do anything than circle where they want. He's been trying to... Well, because it's Strato Fighter, you don't always have a good opportunity to kill off the Firehawks, and sometimes the anti-air is just kind of wasted. But in this case, it's such a bad position for CyberStorm. He's got a couple of pit bulls, but that's not going to be quite doing enough versus a Marv and a Sonic emitter. Another MCV comes out for CyberStorm. He laser fences it off immediately. What, Green Zero?
Told you it was all about the Firehawks for Zocom.
Yeah, man. Oh, and they almost drop another ref. Actually, he does have enough to drop the ref fully. No, he's only got 2 airfields. Wow, even with laser fencing, that ref got dropped. And yeah, we're getting, again with CyberStorm, we're getting like that same lag spike, and then it clears up, and then it lag spikes again, like 30 seconds later or whatever. But CyberStorm just cannot get a safe place to quickly refine this Tiberium. He's been able to harvest quite a bit of Tiberium. He's harvested his entire main field, and he's leeching off of his natural, but he cannot quickly refine it. He is up to that dual MCV, which means that he can move one off to the north, but APC Rocket Trooper combo is going to be moving out. That AP ammo is mixed in as well just for extra damage output, and BikeRushOwnz might be able to just sort of trash the main base of CyberStorm. CyberStorm also is going to have to deal with the triple Raider Marv. So those 3 Zone Raiders inside of that Marv, it's going to be able to trash a lot of those Titans. And oh, another MCV goes down. BikeRushOwnz just ruthless with all of these bombing runs from the Firehawk. Overkills one of the pit bulls with his rocket troopers, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's not nearly as big of a problem for him as it is for CyberStorm. CyberStorm getting picked apart bit by bit here, and he's not engaging the Marv. He's slowly just letting a couple of his Titans die one at a time, which is very important. Fortunate, and oh, there's the mass EMP getting called down. Shockwave artillery as well, and well played comes out from CyberStorm. The GG gets dropped, and BikeRushOwnz will be taking map number 1 tournament decision in a well-played fashion, in just a dominating style with those bombing runs.
So he didn't build any AA at all.
Yeah, which I can kind of understand, because you can always Stratofighter out, but once you get to a point of like, okay, you're either going to have to Stratofighter in or Stratofighter out, you can't do both, and my AA will get you with whichever one you don't do.
Did he get tungsten or anything? Or?
Nope, he didn't build anything other than pit bulls for anti-air. He didn't build a single anti-air turret. Not a slingshot, nothing. Game number 2 of the Grand Finals, random-only tournament. The player in the bottom left corner playing the red nod. He's up 1-0 in this best of 7. It's BikeRushOwnz.
So that's going to leave us with CyberStorm, or if you like to call him XXX, CyberStorm XX. Oh, was that too many X's?
Give him power.
But he's going to be playing as the Black Hand on the top right-hand side of Twilight City here. He is down 0-1, so Black Hand versus Nod. Well, it's kind of an advantage in the early game to the Black Hand, but later on, it could swing things around to BikeRush's favor.
Yep, especially if we end up going with those laser scorps, or are you talking about a different advantage?
Well, yeah, if it does become a scorp fight, ultimately the Nod player will eventually get lasers, which is just going to really hurt the Black Hand player. But, I mean, the Black Hand player's tech isn't as good just because, Nod Vanilla have a lot more options with their tech, whereas Black Hand only get their tech for, like, either obelisk pushes or just their upgrades, and it's really all they get it for, maybe the Redeemer. But
yeah, man,
Nod's
you gotta
got,
go for those big Mantis plays with Tib Core. That's what it's about.
Yeah, it's when they're spamming those Venoms, get the Mantis out there, because that's what you do. Wow, is he going to lose an Engineer? He's going to have to run behind the spike.
Bad. Okay,
oh my god.
Should be fine. Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
That was close.
Far out. CyberStorm. Oh, he's actually got another Engineer.
Yeah, he built 3.
What is he doing? BikeRush can't see that Engineer, by the way. He's not aware of it.
Wait, where is the Engineer? Okay, it's on the north side.
You should have seen the fog was being revealed at the same pace as the Engineer moving to the top. And I was like, oh my god. So it was literally like a millimeter behind.
Wait a second, where's the MCV? BikeRush sold his MCV. It's Dual War Factory. The all-in YOLO goes down in the chat. And
oh my god. That's game.
He hasn't dropped a second ref. He hasn't dropped a second War Factory, but... Oh, man. There's the hand of Nod, and he's going to try to hold with some rocket troopers just to force Bike to control a little bit better, but that's rough.
Yeah, he pops a few of the bikes, but I mean, ultimately there's 3 buggies here now, and he might have to sell his War Factory. No, sorry, sell his MCV. Yeah, I mean, 1 harvest down.
Potentially, if he could have gotten that Engineer around the top side of the map all the way down to like one of the War Factories, but BikeRush has actually sold off one of the War Factories. Oh, is he trying to play the mind games? If he starts rebuilding his MCV...
Yeah, it doesn't matter. CyberStorm has no defensive units left.
Yep, the GG comes down. CyberStorm can't do anything else, and BikeRushOwnz goes up 2-0 in the best of 7 Grand Finals. Are we going to see the BikeRush who defeated Technique in a couple of finals, who just plays the all-in style and nothing else?
Definitely, Cyber should have known that was going to happen the second he saw Nod scouts. Yeah, it's like, well, it's a Nod mirror, so he should have expected an all-in, and he didn't even realize it until they're in his base. Into
game number 3. The map is Tournament Rift, and the blue-black hand on the left side is the man who's down 0-2 in this best of 7. It is CyberStorm.
And that's going to leave our red Traveler 59 player, BikeRushOwnz. He's up 2-0. So this is actually going to probably be the best situation for CyberStorm. He's got Black Hand, he can play Nod, but Bike can play pretty much anything, but he's going to have an advantage in the early game nonetheless.
Yep, there's 1 Engineer, 2 Engineer. There's the Stasis Chamber for BikeRushOwnz, and the Descent Rush should start after this 3rd Engineer. And BikeRushOwnz, most likely, he's going to be looking to cap both of those spikes in the south and then put on some pressure with the descents. Oh, man, what does CyberStorm even do in this situation? Obviously, scouting it is part of the problem, but what does he do after that?
Well, it's actually bad for CyberStorm with his open. He's obviously playing it very safe, but it's not going to work out for him. As Black Hand on this map, he probably could have gone for the bottom spikes, or he could have gone for more scouts because he can win hands down. It's just BikeRush is picking an open, which is particularly weak against this, but because CyberStorm has only got 1 or 2 squads out, he's going to be fine. See, Bike even knows there's no scout there. He's just cutting across. He's like, yep, you've just taken this garrison. You've got no scouts there. He doesn't even need to send his disintegrator squads all the way to the bottom. It is going to leave CyberStorm to actually see them now, which is going to be cool. He might even be able to kill a squad. But no, he's on a move order.
Nope, he did not get any shots off either. Now, CyberStorm does have lots of time to react. He's dropped down the operations center, which is a good way to deal with this once that power plant gets the upgrade to go ahead and kick these buildings back online. And then
oh my god,
flame tank.
He built a second power plant.
Huh. I guess you can do that. He sells off the operations center straight away, and the flame tank is actually going to be moving out, but it has completely deterred BikeRush from moving in. BikeRush can, of course, still kill the Tib Spike. He can still go that route, but at the same time, BikeRush has been able to secure his own economy in the south with the 2 Tib Spikes. He's dropping down... Oh, he's dropping down another portal.
Yeah, okay. He saw the flame tank with the buzzer swarm right at his base, or right at Cyber's base.
Mm-hmm.
And the hallucinogenic grenades force the disintegrators to kill most of themselves, but again, I'm surprised he sold off the operation set. Wow, all in double war factory. Wow.
Oh wow.
This could be. I mean, if the flame tank lives, which it's going to because he's pulling it back. If the flame tank lives, he can just keep it just away and just harass with the bike buggy.
Interesting. So, at the same time, BikeRush is going to be in a pretty good position. He's actually just going 1 ref, and he's just going with the Oh, he's actually camped out in a simulator right in between the refinery and the war factory, so he's going to have some nice healing potential, and I think he's kind of smelled this out at this point. He's kind of got the idea of what's coming his way.
He thinks there's a reckoner, I reckon. That's why he's got the assimilator there, so that's going to benefit CyberStorm, who's bringing the Black Hand squad as well, which is going to be impossible to kill. I don't know where the flame tank is. Oh, wait, there it is. It's at the top.
It looks like he's scooting it right along the top. Now, 1 power plant will maybe go down, but these buggies are actually getting some nice shots off on the descents. Now, descents can take buggies as long as the numbers are in their favor, but if the buggies kite perfectly, then those descents stand no chance.
It's all about control here. CyberStorm needs to control all these units very well, and the flame tank needs to not die or not take too much damage, because that's going to be his main building killer here. And yeah, it's running into these forces now, and the bike buggy is over here not doing much.
Yeah. This is a bad start for CyberStorm. The descents have built up into pretty fair numbers, and they're not too bad at killing off infantry, and they're not too bad at killing off a lot of these vehicles, but the Black Hand squad does still remain. Buzzer Swarm going to be coming in to get the final kills, and CyberStorm, this is not a good follow-up.
Although BikeRush has sold his drone platform, so he's all in.
Ooh.
And he really is all in because he's got nothing else. But CyberStorm won't be able to identify this, I don't reckon. He just won't get a read. He could destroy this power plant and make things really difficult for Bike.
Yeah. Actually, killing the power plant, would that be enough to send him straight into low power mode?
Let's have a look here. It would send him into low power mode.
Oh, so that could actually potentially, unfortunately for CyberStorm, he doesn't know how good of a play that would be. A lot of these Seeker tanks getting focused down quite nicely by CyberStorm, and CyberStorm is also doing a really good job of killing off so many of these disintegrator squads with his buggies, and that's very important.
There's an assimilator on the left-hand side where that shredder turret almost killed it, but BikeRush managed to stealth it, so he's going to have to keep that shredder turret there, but I don't think CyberStorm realizes it's there, so if he sells the shredder turret, he could lose his ref later on.
Yeah, that would be pretty much game ending for CyberStorm, losing one of the war factories or the ref. Oh, there's the sell-off, and BikeRush, will he notice it? This is very tense.
The bikes are here, though. They could reveal the stealth. They're not in range. He needs to move back here just a little bit. Come on, CyberStorm, because, I mean, he might not even move the Cabal score, which won't matter. But if these bikes move just a little bit more, they can see it.
Yeah, the descent's starting to get picked off in the middle of the map. BikeRush is doing a pretty good job of pushing back these forces, giving himself some room to breathe. But for BikeRush, as you mentioned earlier, he is all in every way possible. There's no way he can come out of this in the long game other than these engineers.
Yeah, I think the buggies are just, I mean, even if he pushes him all the way back to the base, these buggies are just going to repair and kill. And the gun damage, even though buggies are weak, will still be enough to kill the Seekers with the War Factory's support.
Yeah, and there's quite a few disintegrators, but they keep getting spread out across the map. And on the top of the map, we're seeing a number of bikes move out. Now, at some point, Bike has to wonder, hey, these are only buggies in this army. Where are your bikes actually? Looks like they're going to be coming in. Can they actually get the shots off that they need? This could be the game-winning move for CyberStorm.
Yeah.
One Harvester is getting pretty low on HP. A second one is also
splits
low.
His fire.
Ooh, this is great control by Bike.
Yeah, he gets one Harvester, but that wasn't enough.
Oh my gosh, and the second harvester actually survives. Wow.
But at the end of the day,
Bike.
all the disintegrators, all the seekers, and all the gunwalkers in the middle of the map pretty much got cleaned up. A few of them made it back, but there's a lot of buggies, and that's a lot of tanking power.
Yeah, now they don't necessarily have the damage output just yet, and if CyberStorm miscontrols, then we will end up seeing some of those disintegrators get on top of these units. But right now, they've got a full surround of these gunwalkers, and the gunwalkers just don't do very good damage.
Yeah, neither do the buggies, but Bike sold off his portal, which might have been a big mistake, because if CyberStorm catches wind of that, he could just build Scorpion tanks and win. And he could see it. The stealth, the fog was still revealed by when he sold it off, but is he going to identify that he doesn't need buggies anymore?
Engineer on the left side of the map. Will CyberStorm actually identify this? No, it looks like he will. Not BikeRush dropping down the GG as he grabs the refinery and a harvester. A great move by BikeRush, and CyberStorm is almost certainly out of it at this point.
Oh man, I didn't even see that. How did it even get there?
He walked it all the way across the map. It wasn't even the one that was camped over there.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. BikeRush just got a fully heroic disintegrator squad and then immediately lost it. But wow, the damage output from BikeRush is actually kind of crazy.
So, I mean, Bike is just harvesting off this field now, and CyberStorm has no money, which means, yeah, that's going to be it.
Yeah, CyberStorm. He could have held that.
If he didn't lose that ref, he could have won the game.
BikeRush with the comebacks, man. Sometimes he just gets himself into those situations where it's like, no, BikeRush may have actually defeated himself. And he's like, no, man, I'm just too sneaky for you. All right, game number 5, potentially the winning point here for our red Traveler 59 on the left side. It's BikeRushOwnz.
That's going to leave our yellow GDI player on the right-hand side of Twisted Rift. He has to win this game, and then the next 3, that's a big challenge. It's going to be CyberStorm, and I'm sure everyone in the stream is going to be going for him at least to put up a fight against BikeRush. But again, last game was pretty tight, and then I'm not sure about the decision game. Was that tight?
No, not really. It seemed like BikeRush pretty well outplayed him.
Disappointing on Twilight City then again as well, where the game was just over before it began, but He's got a faction, he likes GDI, but again, BikeRush is probably going to hurt him around with this Descent opening, which again is so popular.
BikeRush even goes for the extra engineer as well, which I don't know, maybe he didn't get the memo that there's no longer... Oh, he's go 3 engineers, so he's really looking to cap not only the Tib spike, but some other buildings as well. Oh
my god, he's not going to see the disintegrator squads. He needs to move north a bit more with this scouting squad. Come on, Cyber. It's completely escaped his vision.
I mean, he should know when he sees, like, no War Factory down. Or actually, will the War Factory get there before the the Rifleman squad will just get cut down. The anti-scout from BikeRushOwnz is too good. And CyberStorm, he has no idea for sure that this is coming, but he should be smelling something out. He should be thinking, it's BikeRush. I need to assume nothing.
Yeah, he's keeping the tower. Oh, he cancelled it. Oh, no. And he's going to do a straight-up ref build.
Oh, CyberStorm. Is this how game number 4 ends? There's the refinery that gets dropped down. Oh.
He can see the drone platform moving, and he's seeing the disintegrators. The harvester's going to have to fight. He's going to have to get the harvesters to fight. Yeah, he does, but he's got 4 harvesters. That's weird now. And yeah, he packed up his MCV. Wow. I can't believe it, but he's going to be okay. These harvesters need to stop chasing.
I mean, was that enough damage for BikeRush? He went for descents, he went for fast legs, he got 2 engineers, so that's an extra 1k right there in the engineers. He needs to kill harvesters, doesn't he? Yeah,
he needs these harvesters to fight, and they are going to fight. Wow, I'm not sure. BikeRush could have committed then, and he didn't.
Okay. I mean, BikeRush will be able to capture the spike of his opponent and then do something with the 3rd engineer at some point, but... Huh. And BikeRush going for the blue tib as well. I feel like this game could have been over by now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he saw, hang on, there's 3 harvesters there, he could just crush and machine gun them. Because the machine guns on the harvesters will kill those disintegrators really quickly.
Okay. So there's the watchtower getting dropped down, and CyberStorm, yeah, he has held this. Wow, he's doing all right.
he's in a pretty good position. I mean, he needs to expand. Is he going to expand down or up, though? That's the question, because BikeRush expanded to the south. Yeah, he's going to stay away from BikeRush. He's going to expand north.
Ooh.
And
that's what this... Where's the engineer? Is that what this engineer is for? Yeah, the engineer. Oh my gosh, BikeRush. He's going to stop it right next to the MCV.
Oh, no.
CyberStorm.
You can just see it's going to happen. He's going to get it.
It's like, it's almost at this point like the pages of a script. It's already been written, and we're just going to be watching it play out in real time. CyberStorm, can he... Oh my gosh, he can't. BikeRush.
He has to deploy, and BikeRush is going to kill it if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a catch-22.
the
Harvester is going to have to try and save this somehow.
Oh my gosh, can he do it? Oh my gosh, he can do it. He did it. CyberStorm has blocked the engineer. He's going to get the kill on the descents as well.
CyberStorm has just pulled a BikeRush and just held off something crazily good.
Oh my gosh, CyberStorm just BikeRushed BikeRush. And I don't mean in the bike rushing sort of way.
No, it's no BikeRush pun intended.
Oh my gosh. And now the expansion is so late from BikeRush. He's got the Foundry as well.
Wow, that's a commitment there, a Foundry. And he's going to see it. He's going to be like, well, you're not going to attack me because you've got a Foundry. You're going to go double ref. So,
oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, there's another assimilator. Oh, no, the APC can't range it.
Oh, my gosh, he gets the War Factory. Now, he does have an opportunity to go ahead and grab this back with an engineer of his own, but most likely BikeRush will just force the sell-off. Now, this War Factory, it's already produced quite a few harvesters, so you think with considering how BikeRush is open, can CyberStorm, I mean, he's still okay, right?
Yeah, there's 7 harvesters here, and there's the rack, so he's trying to build pred tanks by the looks of things, but he's gonna get one out, and that's gonna be it. Yeah.
He's just gonna have to sell off,
Sell it off, yep.
The engineer does get sniped as well, and this one pred tank is going to be annoying, but I mean, he did have to spend what, 1100 on it, so
it's not going to do too much damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, CyberStorm, I mean, an APC almost killed that assimilator. CyberStorm wasn't even looking, and the APC drove past it, but it shot at it and then moved out of range, and I'm like, oh no.
Wow, yeah, this game already getting so crazy in the grand finals here, and of course, everything is on the line for CyberStorm. He's got no backup plan for this. If he drops this map, he's out. BikeRush wins 4-0. CyberStorm cannot slip up.
BikeRush using the Foundry now to a massive advantage, the fact that he can just keep building while he's going for his 3rd base, like, so early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's fine to play the eco game because if it goes late game, BikeRush's control experience can do whatever he wants, you know, unless somehow CyberStorm can get out a massive tier 1 army, which is what he could do. You could go double War Factory with racks, compo armor, AP ammo, Predator tanks, shats, whatever he wants. If he gets a big death ball, he might be able to just completely push through BikeRush.
Yep, and CyberStorm, yeah, wow, this is rough for him because the longer these expansions go on for BikeRush, again, with that Foundry like you were talking about earlier, the dual ref, it's just, he's going to be able to just climb ahead so far.
Notice he's going for plasma missile batteries, plasma disc launchers, so he's actually going to go disintegrators and shock troopers. But, I mean, CyberStorm's seen that well in advance, so he should be able to get AP ammo down, he should be able to get enough APCs out, but he doesn't have a comm center yet, which is very disturbing.
Yeah, he's delayed his tech quite a bit. He's got the War Factory up in the northern base. Of course, he had to rebuild that. And yeah, hopefully he's just able to identify what BikeRush is doing and then kind of go for a big AP ammo play.
Oh man, CyberStorm's got 12 grand. He needs silos.
Oh. Wow, yeah, he's actually in a position where he needs silos.
He's gone for more eco when he already had eco and he lost his production structures like his War Factory and that, so he hasn't actually been able to spend the money he's been generating.
He's going dual airfield, and against these, I don't know, these Shark Troopers, they've already got the upgrade, so if he goes, what do you think he's going to go?
Well, if the Hammerheads don't bulk up, the Hammerheads will win against this. It doesn't matter how many he's got, the Hammerheads will kill them too quickly. Their rate of fire and their target acquisition is just crazy. But these APCs don't have AP ammo, so these Predator tanks and all these APCs are probably going to die. And this is going to be cost effective for BikeRush because he's trading infantry for vehicles, which is always good. The APCs are actually doing a fair bit of work though.
And AP Ammo will finish up, unfortunately, like, just a little bit after this battle finishes. So, if CyberStorm would have waited for that AP Ammo timing, he maybe could have done a little bit better in that engagement, killed off a couple of more units, not taken quite as much damage. But, yeah, now the Hammerheads are out. It's triple airfield Hammerhead. The Rift Generator is also down for BikeRushOwnz, so both of these players playing with a lot of money here.
And BikeRushOwnz note has absolutely zero AA coverage in this base. In fact, the only AA units he has are shock troopers, which are now getting shot up again. So if he can get, like, he's got a lot of hammerheads, he could just go on and snipe all the power plants down and win the game.
That would be pretty sick. Now, BuzzerStorm's support power does get called in, a curious choice because he's only killing rifleman squads, which aren't the most useful when there's this many APCs right here. And the Hammerheads, are they going to be coming in after this? Well, there's a fair number of them. They
should avoid that storm column and go for another base with the one that's got all the power plants in it. Ooh. Oh, what are they doing? They're going to engage.
Ooh, he must have all of those units selected, but fortunately the storm column isn't actually focusing down the Hammerhead, so a lot of the shots are getting absorbed by the ground army, but still.
And now BikeRush has time to put down plasma missile batteries, but he's going to run around. If he gets the nerve center, he can completely shut that down. And is he going to identify that he needs it? No, he's going for the power plant, which is just as good, because if there's no power, there's no AA. He might have to move away from that, though.
Yep, and going for the planetary assault carrier as well, which, I mean, some players really don't like that. They're not often super cost effective because you can just snipe down all of the drones, but we'll have to see if BikeRush is able to make it work. A couple more of these exposed power plants in the north could be sniped down. Yeah,
he needs to be killing those, not killing the tripods. But BikeRush has lost a lot of harvesters, especially on the third. The planetary assault carriers, going back to what you were saying, are really powerful if you can get them in a group, but just one or two or three by itself, they don't have the force to really kill what Cyber has.
Yep, Cyber's starting to push further and further in. He's got a fair number of rocket troopers, but now those buzzer swarms are going to be actually pretty important. And all of these rocket squads are going to have to be so careful.
He does get those tripods. There's a mecha head moving through the middle of the map, which is prime for picking off. BikeRush obviously can't see that. And funnily enough, it's not actually going to get targeted down just yet, but it will now. It runs into this squad.
There we go.
Probably a Q move maybe by BikeRush, but is CyberStorm actually going to... He's got his third base up, so is he going to somehow actually just beat BikeRush?
He's not actually doing too bad at this point. He's transitioned out of that 2-base play. He's starting to get that 3-base up, and can he get kind of that big death ball of units that you were talking about earlier in this game? Get sort of that big late game play, lots of upgrades, and lots of units, or is he just going to let BikeRush pick them apart?
Yeah, he's going for a hex pod now, so he's abandoning the air. I mean, these hammerheads can just completely avoid. I'm not sure what these hammerheads are doing. They shouldn't be taking on that plasma missile battery, and they shouldn't be taking on these planetary assault carriers, so he just lost about 4 or 5 hammerheads for no gain.
I mean, I can understand it if it's SAM turrets and you focus down all of the individual SAM turrets really quickly, but yeah, those plasma missile batteries can tank quite a bit of damage from just AP ammo hammerheads. One harvester does go down, but yeah, those aren't the most important harvesters for BikeRush.
I mean, still, knocking the harvester number down is always nice, but these hammerheads need to not stack. He's actually going to commit to that one. He needs to scatter move. Oh, scatter move, Cyber. Oh, God. Scatter move.
Man, that X key on his keyboard must be broken.
He could definitely pick off some of the exposed power plants because they're not all covered by AA, especially the 2 up the top. BikeRush has no build radius, like aside from that ref, which is not even close enough. But he has got his 3rd base up, so he's all right. But maybe some zone heads should be on the cards.
That's definitely a possibility for CyberStorm. Now, of course, zone heads are quite expensive, but with this 3rd base eco, I mean, he's already teched most of the way, so...
He needs to get the hammerheads over at his MCV. Sorry for interrupting, but here comes the wormhole, and he should have seen that coming a mile away, but he doesn't.
There's the grab and the pack up as well, so BikeRush, he's hoping to just get it across the map and steal the MCV. Wow. Those BikeRush plays.
I mean, if you see one Storm Rider heading through your army to your base, I'm like, that's clearly there to get vision for something, and it's going to be wormhole.
Yeah. Yep, and BikeRush, he owns that MCV now, so... That's kind of too bad for CyberStorm. Now, fortunately for CyberStorm, he does already have that expansion up and rolling. He's got harvesters, refineries on it. He's still got a war factory, so he can rebuild that MCV. But again, you were talking about kind of that later game tech. Is he going to be going for that? Well, right now he can't, but he could go for that after he rebuilds.
BikeRush is going for an upgrade from his techs, and it could be traveler engines, but it could be the shard launchers as well. What was
I guess
I
we'll
say?
find out in just a moment.
Does finish off, so yeah, it's going to be shard launchers. But, I mean,
Finally.
Cyber's not out of it. He got both the refineries down, but
Yeah. Finally, the power plants in the north will be sold off by BikeRush's CyberStorm. He's moving in here with that rocket APC army, and BikeRush just needs to sell off the rest of this stuff. He can't possibly save it, and it's not worth all that much at this point, but wow, yeah, this is like Tiberium Harvester City over at CyberStorm's third base.
yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. He's building a lot of hammerheads. He's putting rocket squads in them. Obviously, he doesn't have time for zone troopers, although he doesn't have a tech center, so that's probably why. He did rebuild his MCV, but he's going to get hit by that rift generator soon unless he can somehow kill the hexapod.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he doesn't have any EMP mixed in with this army.
He could put mines on it. Mines do an absurd amount of damage to epic units, but there's devs here as well. So probably a good idea to back up.
Yeah. And actually, CyberStorm took like surprisingly little damage from that backup. So he's going to be all right for now. He's been able to hold on the majority of his army, but this dual tech from BikeRush, he actually is like teching up to tier 2. He's got a couple of different things going, and it looks like CyberStorm is calling in an Orca strike.
He's he lost a hammerhead there on the shards, but he killed another harvester, so he's killed a ton of BikeRush harvesters, but BikeRush still has more to spare.
Yeah, but unfortunately for CyberStorm, all of his GDI tech will soon be under the control of BikeRush, and I don't know exactly what BikeRush has got planned for that. Any ideas?
If he takes out these two power plants, BikeRush will be low on power, and he could snipe down the rest of the power plants. If this gives him low power, this could be a chance if he takes out the other ones as well. And he should have committed.
Yeah, BikeRush has got lots of opportunity to rebuild his power plants now. He's got only, it looks like, the 2 build queues. The crane did end up going down, it looks like. So he's just got those 2 build queues, but still he can drop down GDI and Scrin power plants at the same time, upgrade them as well.
Yeah, because if he dropped that power plant, which he shot at, it would have been low power. Then he could have taken out the other 3, and that would have just put BikeRush further into low power. And then maybe he could have used their downtime to kill the rift generator, but 50 seconds left.
Yeah. And now it's do or die for CyberStorm. Again, this is game number 4. BikeRush is up 3-0 in this series, and he's going for the power plants. He doesn't have any EMP on the cards. The zone troopers are back home. They're not here helping to deal with this army, and even those hammerheads are hardly doing anything.
They could take out that planetary assault carrier if they really committed. They got enough rockets garrison to take it out.
Yeah, it looks like he may be trying to do that now. Finally, maybe this planetary assault carrier will go down. Another volley will be enough to finish it off. And goodbye, planetary assault carrier, even getting an elite squad inside of those hammerheads.
I think he might have to hide these hammerheads somewhere, because I think BikeRush might use the rift generator on them.
Yeah, that would not be a surprising thing. And BikeRush actually queuing up a couple of the ion storms right next to the rift generator. He's got so much anti-air parked next to it, and there it's going to be firing off right onto the third base. And this is actually 3 or 4 harvesters full of tib, like jammed full.
Oh my god. Every harvester, the tech center, and the ref.
Wow.
That whole base just got annihilated.
Someone should do the math on that, and, well, apparently there's a Marv.
BikeRush has a Marv, and CyberStorm does have...
BikeRush's Marv. I didn't even realize that.
Cyber's got about 10 zone trooper squads with power packs here, and 2 juggernauts, and he's got his hammerhead, so he could actually... He's got a better army than BikeRush. He could just straight up win an engagement, but it depends if he just wastes this trying to kill BikeRush's, like, on his base defenses or something like that.
Yeah. The Juggernauts need that space to deal with the base defenses, and if CyberStorm plays this right, he can... can he do it without EMP, though, against a Marv and Eradicator Hexapod and all of the BikeRush's tricks?
He's got the Space Command uplink, so he's got Shockwave ready, but the Marv is going to be useless against the Hammerheads and the Zone Troopers, like, literally, like, do nothing against them. So I think BikeRush is just overcommitted getting tech from 2 factions. He thinks he's just going to win. Or
And
the
he
Hex
very
is in the
well
north.
could. Yeah, the Hexapod in the north is going to be going for the base killing move. And this Marv is taking a lot of damage from these zone troopers. And as you said, the Marv doesn't do very good damage versus those zone troopers. But wow, how often do you see Marv
man,
get teleported back? And oh!
That's frustrating.
Oh, and he's going for the Juggernauts. That's such a smart move by BikeRush. None of the Juggernauts actually go down, though. Wow, that's actually really good timing for CyberStorm. Nothing he can do about that, but...
I don't know why CyberStorm doesn't have his hammerheads with this army. Like, why would you not have those there? That's clearly the big weak point of the composition, and they were just elsewhere. They're trying to kill the Hexapod now, which is just, again, going to get teleported once it's too low on health. Well, the BikeRush has already used his teleport up, so...
Yeah, wow!
That's devastating.
And a phased Marv on top of that. These plays from BikeRush.
Those Juggernauts need to back up.
Yeah, and he needs to get that Space Command uplink. He needs to get enough money for the Sonic, or for the EMP, Shockwave, whatever it's called.
One of these Juggernauts.
Marv.
One of these Juggernauts is going to get killed when that Marv unphases, but the Hammerheads should be able to finish off, and the Prodigy comes back in again to just cause problems. He might commit to a snipe with the Hammerheads. Wow, CyberStorm actually has control of that construction yard. That doesn't look right.
Wait, did the Prodigy go down?
The Prodigy went down and he got the construction yard back somehow.
Wow, I thought it was... Huh. Alright, so BikeRush apparently losing control of CyberStorm's con yard, and I don't know, maybe CyberStorm just sells it off for the cash boost or something like that. He's already rebuilt that MCV.
I don't think he knows that he has it.
Probably not. I mean, that's not normally the thing that you check. Now, the EMP does fire off, and there's a number of planetary assault carriers still in this, as well as Devastator warships. Can CyberStorm actually make something happen?
All the Hammerheads are getting shot up by the planetary assault carriers.
Ooh. Yeah, that Sonic airstrike comes in. Doesn't actually do enough to actually kill any of these Devastator warships, but Hammerhead's coming in. Can the Juggernauts actually do the damage to finish the Marv?
Wow, that one Juggernaut can range the Marv. BikeRush hasn't seemed to notice. He's moving the Marv now, but he's moving it forward.
Ooh, the Juggernaut goes down, and CyberStorm back at home. What has he actually got? He's got an Orca Strike moving out. He's still got the dual airfield, and I mean, his MCV is still out on the map. He's still got the MCV in the middle of BikeRush's base, and the well-played comes out. GG, well played from BikeRushOwnz, and it looks like BikeRush is going to be taking yet another tournament finals. CyberStorm dropping down 0-4. And yeah, that was a lot of harvesters that went down to that rift generator over at the third base of CyberStorm, and that eco that he had.
The execution could have been a bit cleaner by CyberStorm. There was some times where he had BikeRush really on the back foot and he didn't capitalize on it. But yeah, definitely if there was a game for CyberStorm to take, if it wasn't game 3, it was definitely game 4.
Yep, BikeRush just playing so greedy in this game at so many different points. I mean, from the double tech on the dual MCV, all sorts of things. CyberStorm, it looks like he's going to play this one out a little bit longer. I don't know, maybe he's typing up his final thoughts for chat, but...
BikeRush is like one min trying to get his super weapons to cool down, perhaps. But Supersonic Airstrike got called in on the Devastators, but CyberStorm didn't actually have anything to finish them off.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like it puts them down to 10% health, so you can like just pop them and they go. But he didn't actually have anything there, nor anything to call in. So I think he probably shouldn't have used it on them. Oh wow, he's actually got a barracks down. So he realizes he has control of the MCV. He's trying to get a what do you call it? An engineer to take the tech center, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Only now has BikeRush realized and CyberStorm realized that they got that Cyber got the MCV back.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the priority is, because like when the Mastermind or the Prodigy didn't have like the red link to the MCV after it went through the wormhole.
I mean, if you area mind control something like that and your Prodigy gets killed, you get the unit back. But because he deployed it, it permanently keeps the unit with him. But it must be something that's attached to the Prodigy itself. When the Prodigy does die, if the Prodigy has captured a building like that, you do get it back. So
Yeah, kind of a bizarre state that you don't see very often. And CyberStorm, I mean, he's moved his MCV back out to that base, that third base, and he's still harvesting, so maybe he's gonna drop down a ref or something. And yeah, BikeRush is like, well, I guess I'm gonna queue a move across the map now, which is really all he needs to finish this off. I mean, it would have to be like some insane control from CyberStorm, and BikeRush would just have to not do anything to lose.
Yeah, it's going to be all over. I think BikeRush could have ended it a little bit sooner, but he's just hanging around, just basking in it, maybe.
Yep. Got just under 2 minutes left on the Rift generator, 3 1/4 left on the ion cannon control.
I don't think they played out the third place playoff either.
Yeah, so I guess we could go and check that out. I don't know if it is going to be played off. A lot of players just peace out and they leave before that gets played off, even if it's supposed to be played, so we'll see.
CyberStorm's got a big infantry army here, but against Devastator warships when there's no AA in the army. I think BikeRush should just finish this one now because it is a tournament grand final. He's going to get a heroic.
Man, BikeRush is actually calling in sniper teams. He's just like, you know what? I'm going to get everything that I can.
These Devastators could easily go heroic.
Yeah.
So many zone troopers to rank up on.
Yeah. I mean, they've both got that veteran status and all of those high-value zone troopers. All right, folks. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. But it looks like BikeRush is going to be taking this.
Far out those devs, man. Against infantry, so powerful.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do too well versus some stuff. They do crazy versus structures. But, like, sometimes they don't do too well versus vehicles. But, man, yeah, versus infantry.
They suck versus vehicles, but they slam. I think they do grenade damage. That's why they're so good against buildings and infantry, who are super vulnerable to that.
That's actually, yeah, quite possible. CyberStorm tried to, like, sell off the tech center last second, but 10 credits. Probably not going to make the difference in this finals.
It's got Firehawk, so you could actually kill the devs. And BikeRush is actually turning around. Just finish it, Bike.
He's got 5 seconds left on the Rift generator. A minute on the ion cannon. And yeah, BikeRush, he's just chilling. CyberStorm's not leaving the game, so BikeRush is like, I'm not gonna finish it right away. You're gonna have to sit through this. But I mean, it doesn't matter to CyberStorm at this point. It's technically, it's not technically unwinnable, but it's as close as it can be to unwinnable.
I think, yeah, CyberStorm should probably just tap out. He's selling off some buildings here.
Oh, I think he's trying to finish like another Firehawk. Or something. Oh, no, he just got, I think he just got hard points.
No, he's got Stratofighter.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
So what is he gonna hope to do with 2 Firehawks? Firehawks are pretty good, but they're not that good. Alright, so the Firehawks are going to be coming in. Can they do the game-winning damage for CyberStorm? Or are we going to see 2 super weapons get fired off in the same game at the same time? Oh, he didn't even manage to Stratofighter out.
Oh man, he's got 2 elite. Oh, look at those. Yeah, there we go. Heroic.
Oh my gosh. A fully heroic Devastator warship. The GG comes down once again. Wait, comes down. BikeRush can't use his super weapons. CyberStorm with the troll.
I mean, CyberStorm should have, tapped out a few minutes ago.
Yep. But that's okay, you know? He was going for the engineer play, but... yeah, no.
So that's it. CyberStorm is down 4-0.
Indeed, a big congratulations to BikeRushOwnz winning the random-only tournament. CyberStorm, he'll take another second place. He killed Dirty Dutch in this tournament, and he lost to him in the last final. So maybe in the next tournament, he'll kill BikeRush in like one of quarterfinals or something, and then he'll lose to someone else in the finals.